The following is a production of White Lightning Entertainment. This is Burning Rubber Radio.
And the 41 still isn't moving.
I don't see any way NASCAR laid some race by this.
And there's the caution. Larson's going to do it. Larson is going to win the Brickyard 400.
Brickyard 400, baby. Hell yeah. Good job, guys.
Burning Rubber Radio is brought to you by Drive Refine. It's more than driver coaching. It's Drive Refine. Visit driverefine.com to get signed up today. Now from the White Lightning Entertainment Studios in Statesville, North Carolina, here's your host, Andy DeLay.
Burning Rubber, baby. It's producer Wayne. Wait. Andy? You're back!
Hey. Yeah, here I am, man.
What?
Can you believe it? I made it back to Burning Rubber Radio.
I was going to say, the silver alert actually worked this week. Again.
Oh, you're so full of jokes anyway. Hey, welcome to Burning Rubber Radio, everybody. Of course, we are the fastest 60 minutes in motorsports, and this will be no different this week. Of course, just sitting next to me over here, over there, if you're on camera. Anyway, is the producer, Wayne Owens. The NASCAR chef, John Dix, will be with us, but he's running a little late getting into the office, I guess.
I got a feeling we're going to have to throw another silver alert out, this time for him.
That's all right, man, you know. Yeah. I'll just dock his pay. So,
okay, wait a minute. What, the whole $2.95 we're making on this thing?
We make money on this. Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. I don't know about everyone out there watching or listening, but I'm ready to go NASCAR racing again this week.
Beyond ready.
I'm over this.
Beyond ready, yeah. Don't and you know, folks, when you hear the open of the show, you're probably like, "Wait a minute, they're still playing the Brickyard Open." Well, yeah, because that was the last official race before the 2-week summer break. And
yeah.
So thankfully, next week we'll have Richmond to talk about. I mean, we do still have a lot of racing news that we can cover here on the show this week. We've got
tons of it.
Oh yeah, tons of it. I mean, we've got midgets, we've got ARCA, we've got cars.
Kyle Larson news.
Yeah, Kyle Larson news once again. We've got the top stories in the Cup Series to this point in silly season. So, I mean, there is just so much there that sadly has been kind of hidden because more people have been focused on the Olympics.
Yeah, well, you know what Tony Stewart said about that, don't you? He says that he doesn't give two shits about the Olympics, and neither do I.
Nope, neither do I either.
Hopefully, good Lord, we just didn't lose a lot of listeners, but whatever.
I think the only way I would give a shit about the Olympics is if they actually introduced some form of motorsports in there.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think that would work. But one thing, talk about introduce, I want to give a shout out to one of our new affiliates, Melted Faces Radio. That's for real, folks. Melted Faces Radio, and we are now on there. And of course, Red Hot Country Radio, and the folks that have had us on forever, WTHU in Thurmont, Maryland. Thank you for continuing to hang out and listen with us here in Burning Rubber Radio. And of course, Radio St. Pete, we love you. That's our home base in Florida down here. Radio St. Pete and the Florida Sports Stream. So lots of other stuff.
Can't forget Sunshine 96.7 too. It's the same great station, but on the FM dial.
On the FM dial, that's right. And good stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening. And Wayne, you know, we got we do a lot of the young guns coming up here on Burning Rubber Radio.
Yep.
And we always like to beat our chest about the young guns we've had on 10, 12 years ago. Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson. All of those folks that we had in the beginning of their career, we got another one today. And folks, you're going to hear about him. His name's Max Cookson.
100%. I got a feeling people are going to be hearing a lot about him. I mean, his career so far has been very well defined. I mean, the kid has been in the Kulwicki driver development program. He's been in the past series up in the Northeast. He's raced in the precursor to the Snowball Derby. He's done so much, and in such short time too. And so, I got a feeling there's going to be I got a feeling we're going to hear a lot more about Max, but we'll be talking to him a little bit later on in the show. So do be on the lookout for that interview when that comes up here in the next little bit. But the biggest thing too, we want to talk about our sponsors here this week, and first and foremost, something that Max knows very well we'll touch on it when we talk to him later on, is going to be iRacing. You got to go over to iRacing.com and get signed up today for the world's premier online motorsports simulation, and we are not joking when we say world's premier online motorsports simulation. Premier is a true defining term for iRacing. It is that good. And if you sign up, first time ever, new customers, you get a 30-day free trial so that you can try it out and see what you think of the service. I mean, personally, myself and Andy, we love it. Max loves it. And there's about, what would you say now, Andy, over 100,000 people that are the same way?
I'm sure, maybe more.
Yeah,
probably behind the curve on that one.
Yeah, we might be a little bit behind the curve on that one. The last number I heard was like 100,000+. So, well, either way, we know there's a lot of people that get involved in and love iRacing for a lot of different reasons. And then also got to talk about the folks over at Drive Refine and Joey Coulter and Austin Terrio. And Austin Terrio, two folks, we talk about it every single week on the show here, where, he's running for public office up in the Northeast this year. And realistically, from what I've seen, Andy, I think he's got a really good chance to win. So, good luck to Austin Terrio. And folks, if you love what you see on his platform or like what you see on his platform, make sure to go drop him a vote in November. I'm sure he would definitely appreciate that. But overall, though, Drive Refine in general, Joey Coulter and Austin Terrio, they work with drivers of all calibers, whether you be a beginner, whether you be an intermediate, expert, whatever the case might be, and in all forms of motorsports too. It could be iRacing, it could be midgets, it could be NASCAR, it could be, I wouldn't be surprised if one day we see him maybe work in the worlds of NHRA and stuff like that. But either which way, the thing with Drive Refine, you got to go to driverefine.com, and it's not just driver coaching, it's Drive Refine.
Drive Refine.
That 2 weeks off killed your echo. Just saying.
It did?
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
Yeah, you got
Tried.
you got to work on it again. But then also our last sponsor of the show this week here, folks, the awesome folks over at MyPillow, Mike Lindell and the whole crew over there. And Andy, rumor has it, Mike is releasing some new stuff coming soon, so we're going to have to be on the lookout for that. But with MyPillow, folks, if you go over to mypillow.com/BRR and use the promo code BRR at checkout, not only do you get to take part in the $25 mega sale that they've had going on for quite some time now, but you use that promo code BRR and you get your entire order shipped for free, delivered for free, and all of the other fun stuff that Andy is probably going to come in the backside and fill in here in a little bit.
No, man, just getting your shit for free is
my God,
a good thing, man.
You know what? One of these days, I've told John this too, and I think we're going to try and make it happen here soon. We're going to try and get Mike Lindell on the show to talk about MyPillow for a little bit, and I want to see you do that in front of Mike Lindell.
Oh, that would be cool. Hey, Mike, I just got a pillow from you, man, and thank you for sending me my shit for free. What would be...
Oh my God, I can't with you already.
Oh, these poor folks on the radio end of this, man, all they're hearing is air wrenches this week.
Yep, all you're hearing is one of these days I'm gonna go get an actual air wrench, one of those like battery powered ones, and every time Andy does that, I'm literally gonna go.
Yeah, thanks. You're going to run out of batteries for the end of the show.
I know, right? But with that said here, folks, we have got to go take the first pit stop of the show this week. And pulling down pit road right now, 4 tires and fuel. And when we come back, we've got some news of the week to touch on, including some of the top storylines in the Cup Series so far for 2024. We've got ARCA news to touch on, as well as Andy, another very familiar name is back in the news this week, and it's not Kyle Larson, but we'll talk about it when we come back.
To celebrate the new year, we're having the biggest sale ever on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save 60% on our Goose Down comforters, the best comforters ever. They go perfectly with our MyPillow bed sheets and duvet covers. Save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels. They're made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. Our seasonal flannel sheets are finally in. You save up to 50% and they sell out fast every year, so order now. They're truly the best flannel sheets you'll ever sleep on. Or save up to 80% on all our clearance items. And this is where it gets even better. For a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
Burning Rubber is social. Follow us on X at twitter.com/BRR_radio. Now back to more Burning Rubber.
And we're back. It's producer Wayne. I almost said the NASCAR Chef John. Oh my God, what am I doing wrong today?
No, he's coming. He's coming to the studio. He just ain't made it yet.
Yeah, we've already issued the silver alert, so we're on the lookout for John Nix. If anybody sees him, send him our way. You know what's funny, though, is, folks, in the process of recording the show, like we do every single week, we also happen to get some weird phone calls from time to time from people that call in on the guest line, Andy. And
yes,
I'm just going to say this the best way that I know how. If you are a scam bot, I know you're not listening to the show, but from now on, I think I'm going to make it a habit that any scam bots that call us, we're going to embarrass you publicly.
Yeah, I was wanting to do it with this last one during the break.
Right, exactly. Like we're literally in the middle of commercial break, folks, and this one calls us. It's like, "Hi, this is Ice from Bada Bada Buda Vida Woo. Do you have your business registered on Google?" And it's like. No, I don't, scam bot. Goodbye.
Get off me. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh
Lord.
I swear, the more of those we get, we're going to start saving the audio and we're going to play it back during the show for everybody to hear because yeah,
we need to do that, man.
Yeah, we really do. But I'll tell you what, we're going to get into some news of the week here while we got a hot second here. And first things first, Andy, touching on some of the top storylines that have been in the Cup Series so far in silly season. And, we got to talk about William Byron's hellaciously good start for 2024 because you notice it did not take very long for him to make his mark on the season. I mean, he's already won 3 of the first 8 races this season, winning some of the most prestigious venues. He started off with the victory in the Daytona 500, also winning at COTA, and then, just 2 weeks after that, winning at Martinsville. So, I mean, and on 2 of those 3 occasions, Daytona and Martinsville, were Hendrick 1, 2, 3 finishes.
That's right. I was going to say that Hendrick is on fire this year, period.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got, my favorite, Kyle Larson over there, and his talent on top of what Hendrick puts under him each week, and everyone. There's not a bad driver over there.
No, there's really not. And I kind of felt bad for the motorsports enthusiast John DeRugeris, though, because, when it came to picking William Byron, especially 2 weeks ago at the Brickyard, one thing that actually stood out, and the more you think about this, it actually is very true. You look at how the 24 has performed at Indianapolis like 2 weeks ago at the Brickyard, how the 24 has won every year ending in a 4. So it won in 94, it won in 04, it won in 14, but I
never thought of that.
But it did not win in 24.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of felt bad for the motorsports enthusiast because he was really banking on seeing Willie B keep that streak alive, but somehow I have a feeling Jeff Gordon probably was too, and he was looking at the finishing where he's like, "You broke my streak, kid."
Yeah, but one of his cars won it, so I don't think he cares.
Yeah, I don't think he cares too much anyway. But, the next big thing that we got to talk about, too, as far as the way silly season has turned out so far, we got to go back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, because you go back to that second race of the season. Finally, NASCAR wisened up and put Atlanta back as the second race of the season. I'm hoping in the next couple of years, as Rockingham gets, more and more upgrades done to it, thanks to the relief packages that were issued by North Carolina's Governor Roy Cooper, that we might see Rockingham either take over as the second race or the third race in the Cup Series schedule, like it was back in the day. But the point that I'm making here is going back to Atlanta in the second race of the season, just going right up the road from Daytona, and we see a finish that, again, was so close that it was not even funny. Originally, the race win was 0.003 seconds, but after looking at laser data and replay data, that whole deal with Kyle Larson and Daniel Suarez at Atlanta was confirmed as 0.003. We made it even closer than that. Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher's race at Kansas, 0.001. Even though, and the only reason I say even though, is the laser data actually showed more zeros behind that. So it wasn't 1/10,000th of a second. They just rounded that up. It was more like 1/100,000th of a second.
Imagine, you can't even think of how little amount of time that is. I think that's quicker than a blink.
Oh no, it is 100% quicker than a blink. And you know what, folks? We luckily for us, we have the beauty of imagery data here, and we're going to show this to you. And I managed to find it, so let me see if I can get it to come up here real quickly.
For you folks listening on the radio, you can always go over and check us out on YouTube.com/Burning Rubber Radio and see this,
and rumble.com, search for Burning Rubber Radio as well. But if you look at the imagery here, folks, and again, I'm literally zoomed in as far as I can get on a web browser perspective view of this, but you look at how close those front noses are as far as comparison speaking. Kyle Larson up top, Chris Buescher down below. And that was so close that they literally had to rely on laser data in order to be able to call the winner of that race.
You don't get any closer than that.
No, you really don't. And anybody that says you can get that close, well, you're crazy. I'm just going to put it that way. But on that note here, folks, we've got to get ourselves off to another pit stop and take another 4 tires and get a little bit of refueling in here. And when we come back, we have got our featured guest of the week coming on for you here, and I'm looking forward to it, Andy. It's going to be Mr. Max Cookson coming on.
That's right. We're going to talk to him about all kinds of good racing, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking to Max Cookson when we come back, folks. So, again, take a quick break, get up, stretch, go get yourself your own 4 tires of fuel. And when we come back, Max Cookson.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Visit us online at burningrubberradio.com for recipes from the NASCAR chef, John Dix, and more great content.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click. It's real easy, man.
Now back to more Burning Rubber Radio.
And we are back. It's Burning Rubber, producer Wayne, Andrew DeLay, and Andy. Hey. We go from giving you the silver alert last week to giving John the silver alert this week. Like, what is going on with you two?
Hey, we had this stinking hurricane blow through down here in Florida and stuff, or by us right off the coast. So
Right.
I'm surprised I'm here today, to be honest with you. Man.
Realistically, yeah, because you've lost so much weight lately. I'm surprised you didn't just blow away.
Yeah, really. I need to eat more of John's cooking, brother.
Yeah, and here I am eating too much of it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I want to take a needle to you, pop like a balloon.
Oh, good Lord. Well, with that.
Anyway, man, it's time. We got to talk to our guest this week.
Yes, we do. We have got one heck of a guest here with us, too. And, part of the Alan Kulwicki Driver Development Program. He runs in the Pro All-Star Series up in the Northeast, or PASS for short, for those that know the acronym. He's done many other things in his career, too. We have got Max Cookson on with us here this week. Max, welcome to the show, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Most definitely. So first and foremost, we're going to dig right on into the Kulwicki Driver Development Program. Everybody knows that Alan Kulwicki was a true legend in our sport. So I have to ask, what was the process to not only, one, get into that driver development program, but two, what was it also like being a part of it at any given point in time?
Yeah, so I ended up getting into the program. One of my buddies that I met off of iRacing, Drive Extension, he was a part of the program in 2022. So after talking to him about it, I ended up applying for the program for 2023, and I actually ended up getting in, which was quite the feat just to make the top 15 and then get selected for the 7 semifinalists. So just to get in and to be in it is really awesome. All the names that have been in the program and have won the program, it's a pretty short list. So it was a heck of an honor just to get in, and then to end up winning it was so unbelievable. I think just how much the program helped me on the racetrack and off the racetrack, and with social media and everything. It was really unbelievable, and the banquet was such a good time to hear so many good stories and people we got to meet. It was just such an unbelievable experience.
Most definitely. So was the Kulwicki Driver Development Program, was that kind of like one of your first? Would you consider that a stepping stone, or would you say that was like your first foray into motorsports outside of what you've done in like iRacing and other things like that?
Yeah, no. So we ran Oxford. In 2021 we ran the modified on the Pro All-Star Series, and ended up having a great year and winning 6 races in the championship. And then the following year we moved to the late model and to run the weekly at Oxford, the 50 lappers, and ended up winning the championship in that. And then we applied for the Kulwicki program and had one heck of a year last year, winning all 3 championships and the KDDP. So I'd say it was just really the cherry on top for last year.
I was going to say, it sounds more like Andy, now that I think about it. It wasn't a stepping stone. It was more like his way of saying, I'm here to kick some ass and take some names.
Oh, yeah. You're definitely doing that. Max, we've been watching you. I've been watching you definitely from the last few years, and you've come a long way, especially up into the to the late model, super late models and stuff like that. I guess it was back in 22 you made that jump. Am I right?
Yep. Yeah, we ran the modified in 21, and then 22 we moved to the super late model Oxford and won our first time out. I always tell people the story that I ran the modified and then we bought the super that winter, and everyone was telling me how tough the jump was going to be, and it's going to be way different, and it's going to be way better cars, way more competition. And we went out and won the first race, and for about 6 days I felt like Superman. What are these guys? Went out and won this thing, and then came back the next week for the second race and just about went lap down. That sharpened me up a little bit.
I understand how that. Trust me, I know what a lap down is. Good Lord, the race cars I've drove and
you
weren't exactly the best.
You've been far more than a lap down, my friend.
Yeah, but I remember I always said I led at least once a lap when they came around and put me another lap down, baby. I was up front. But anyway, it's not about me, brother. So you got into the super lates here, in the late models and everything. You've ran some of the past stuff. You've ran some of the car stuff. And I do believe you ran Pensacola, too. Was it the Snowball?
Yeah, the Snowflake, so the 100-lap pro model race down there.
All right, so you've been down there with doing that kind of stuff, man. You've been you're rubbing elbows with some names and everything, man. You're making a real splash in racing right now. So tell us, man, how's this year been going? Where are you going later after this?
Yeah, so this year's been trying compared to last year. Last year we started the year off and ran second in both of the races at Hickory, and ran second at Loudon, and then won 3 in a row at Oxford, and just had such a stellar year. And this year's started off the same. We ran second at Hickory, and then had a wiring issue at Hickory, and just been off compared to our normal standards. Last year winning 5 races, and I think we won 5 races last year. I think we finished second 8 times. Just had such an unbelievable year. So this year, we collected a couple podiums, haven't been able to break through for a win yet. So it's definitely been trying, in comparison to last year, but that was just such a dream year last year. And then for me, we're just kind of rolling through the motions right now, still in our normal routine, really just trying to climb back to the top of the mountain.
Yes. Understand what you're talking about there. There's peaks and valleys to a lot of this, and especially as things change and all that. So, you just got to grind. You just got to put your head down and grind. We understand that. What's going on? You got anything coming this weekend? Did I see where you're running something this weekend coming up?
We were supposed to run yesterday and ended up getting rained out. So now we're running Tuesday at Oxford midweek show. So a little other than normal. I don't think I've ever raced on a Tuesday. So we're all packed up and ready to go.
I was going to say, you're going to be running like the sprint cars do.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Hey, as long as Kyle Larson doesn't show up with his hauler, everything's gonna be all right. I'm sure those sprint car guys all hang their heads when they see that. But
yeah, absolutely.
So you're running this year with a lot of the past stuff. Tell us a little bit about Max Cookson's dreams here. I personally, before you say anything, I can't wait to see you jump into the truck series, but I'm probably jumping the gun here. But tell us a little bit about what you'd like.
Yeah, I just really like working on race cars, so I think that'll probably be the role I take up doing. Just takes endless amounts of money, to keep playing in this game. So that's what I see myself doing, and kind of settling down. I got a awesome girlfriend. We've been together 2 years today, and kind of start building a life with her, and just being happy.
Well, happy anniversary for one, brother.
Yeah, exactly. And the key to it is being happy, no matter what it is. Of course, one of our folks here on the show, my cousin Jeremy Taylor, he's a fabricator with Colleague Racing, does a lot of. He also does the spotting for AJ Allmendinger and stuff. So let us know, brother, and I'll introduce you down there to folks at Colleague.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely what I want to do is work on race cars.
Right now, freaking Jeremy, if he's watching this thing, he's like, "Shut the f out the way," So.
I guarantee you, I 10-1. He's not just thinking "shut the f up." He's probably sitting there, hand in it or palm in his face, and he's like, "What is this mother get me into?"
Yeah, don't worry about it, brother. I expect you to call Chris Rice and give Max an introduction. So, anyway, buddy, we're all full of crap here on this show anyway. Oh, Lord. So a lot of folks don't understand that the big or a lot of the crew chiefs they see in NASCAR and in racing started out just like what you're doing, Max. And they learned to drive the car, figured the car out, what it feels like, and working on them, and went the route that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's something where, next year, hopefully I can go to the racetrack every weekend and make some money instead of spending every week.
Right. Well, I mean, but after all, that is motorsports, though. It's the most expensive hobby you'll ever have. You have to spend $1 million to make $500,000.
Exactly. Yeah, we sure made $500,000 last year.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my Lord. Yeah. That's it. It's a big hole that you throw money into, but it's probably one of the most satisfying holes that you can.
Andy, this is a PG show. Come on.
Oh, Jesus. I figured you had to go down that. But anyway, there is a caveat to that, man.
I even made him crack up.
You can go iRacing. It's not that expensive. And I personally, talking about iRacing, to me, it's real racing. What do you think about iRacing, Max? You do a lot of it.
Yeah, I think, it's the simulator's so close, as good as they're ever going to get it. I mean, they'll probably get it better in time, but I mean, it's really good. But I think, the racing within iRacing is what is so good, the situations and everything like that, I feel like is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I was saying before, man, the only thing missing is you can't, after the race, get out of the car and go over and beat the hell out of the guy that turned you and all that other stuff. They need like a rock'em sock'em robots with the thing back in my youth, they had these two robots.
They are missing that fact.
Oh my God. You know what, Wayne?
What's up?
You know who Max reminds me of talking to him? Joey Coulter.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right, actually. Come more.
You know who Joey Coulter is, Max?
I don't.
He's been on our show forever. He's right. He owns Drive Refine. Him and Austin Theriault. He was a driver. Theriault, whatever. I'm bad with names, but anyway. He was a driver about 10 years ago in the truck series and ran for Kyle Busch and all that stuff. So,
and he's also
that's a good thing.
Austin's up here. I know him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Austin's also running for public office too, which is pretty cool stuff. But no, the cool part about Joey is he's also the Brigadier General of BRR too. So
the Burning Rubber Radio Army, man.
Yeah, exactly. And but Max, it is just about that time here, brother, where we get ready to wrap things up with you for the week. But before we go, take a second, talk about any sponsors that you have, social media, anything like that. I'm sure folks would love to find a way to follow you somehow, some way.
Yeah, so it's at Max Cookson Racing on all the social media platforms, and everyone that's been supporting us along this journey. Thank you very much, Saldom. I appreciate it, Tom. I appreciate you guys' time for having me on today. Thank you.
Most definitely, brother. Well, and one other thing we can't forget to get you in on.
Of course. I was like, have you lost your flipping mind, Wayne?
Trust me, I might have been born at night, but not last night, brother. But with that said here, now, I hope you recognize this name. You know who Kenny Wallace is, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, if you didn't, then I would really be worried.
Yeah, I have a problem.
Exactly. But Kenny started this tradition back in 2008 at Kentucky Speedway, grabbed the mic out of Andy's hand over there, and literally said, "Your show's burning rubber, baby." And those three famous words have become a staple of this show for the last 17 years. And any driver that gives it to us, whether you're Kyle Larson, whether you're Antron Brown in the NHRA, John Force, Dale Jr., there is a good chance you're going to pick up one of three things, either 2/10 on the racetrack, a race win, or a championship.
Just got to yell those three famous words at the top of your lungs, brother.
It's burning rubber.
All right.
Yes. Now, Tuesday night, we need to see if he gets his first win.
Yeah, we need to see if he gets the first win of 2024, and then and be looking out from there. Max, thank you so much for taking a few minutes and sitting down with us this week, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys again.
Most definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, with that all said here, we are going to step aside. We're going to take that next commercial break. Got to make a quick pit stop. And Andy, you smell that?
Yeah, I hope it ain't your pit stop.
No, it's the NASCAR chef, John Dix. We got to go.
Oh, yeah.
Right after this, baby. Oh, yeah.
What can we learn from a child?
That spreading joy,
is more important than a trophy.
that when we help others,
We heal ourselves.
That with a little love,
We can make the biggest impact.
At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission,
It's simple.
help every child we can.
because all children deserve joy.
And hope. And love.
And if one child is still in need,
Then there's still work to do.
because their future,
Is our future.
and there's still so much they can teach us.
The grill is fired up, and the chef has something good cooking. It's the NASCAR chef, John Dix, and more Burning Rubber.
And welcome back. It's Burning Rubber, producer Wayne, NASCAR chef John Dix, and law enforcement's own Andy DeLay.
Thank you.
Well, with that said here, folks, we have got to get moving on over here to the NASCAR chef, John Dix. And, John, I have to wonder, you don't have something that's fartastic again this week, do you?
Well, hopefully not, Wayne. I mean, we don't need any more of that. But this week, guys, we're going to do, because it's hot out there, it's summertime, and we're going to do some fried ice cream.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
We're going to start with a quart of vanilla ice cream. Now, you can use other flavors, but we use the vanilla. 2 cups of cornflakes, crush them up. 1 cup of shredded coconut. 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. 2 large eggs. 1 teaspoon of milk. Some vegetable oil, and some honey or syrup that you can use to drizzle on the top. Now, the picture shows the chocolate syrup, but, you can use honey. I put a lot of honey. I actually use honey in my coffee. But anyways, you want to scoop the ice cream into round balls and place them on a baking sheet and freeze them overnight or at least for an hour, okay? Now, in a bowl, you want to mix the cornflakes, the coconut, and the cinnamon. And then in the other bowl, you want to mix the eggs and the milk together. What you're going to do, guys, is you're going to dip each ice cream ball into the egg mixture and then roll it into the cornflake mixture. Place them back on the baking sheet and cook them again for freeze them again for about another hour. All right? Then you're going to heat the vegetable oil up in a fryer or a large pot to about 375. And with a slotted spoon, you want to fry each one of the ice cream balls for about 10 to 15 seconds. Not long, and just a little bit because you want to get the coating on a little bit brown. Set them on some paper towels to drain them, and then drizzle them with honey or chocolate syrup and serve them immediately. And guys, they are tasty. They're fun. It's a fun thing to do in the summer, and it'll make you fat like the rest of us.
John, I think I'm gonna go make me some fried ice cream tonight. Just saying.
There you go.
But folks, if it tells you how good John's cooking is, or John's preparation of stuff is, I was still, I was a little bit hung over from those Dirty Pirate popsicles that I forgot to change the name until halfway through the recipe there, where if you're watching this on YouTube, John still had some Dirty Pirate popsicles left over from last week. So yeah, 2 good summertime recipes there, folks. And the NASCAR chef, honestly, folks, hands down, some of the best food you will ever put in.
Well, thank you, Wayne. And guys, if y'all have any ideas or any recipes you want to send to me, or get a hold of me with some of your ideas or your snide comments or whatever you have, you can reach me at john@brrtv.net. That is john@brrtv.net.
Well, and again, I could only imagine that one of them be like, "What the hell is the world coming to when you got the NASCAR chef John Dix?"
I can handle that too, so send it to me, guys.
But with that said here, folks, again, make sure you reach out to the NASCAR chef at john@brrtv.net, john@brrtv.net, and then one last good look real quick here at the full screen version of the recipe if you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble. Folks on the radio, again, youtube.com/Burning Rubber Radio or rumble.com, search for Burning Rubber Radio, and you can get this recipe for the week. Fried ice cream. And That picture's got my mouth watering already. I need to go get some lunch here after the taping of the show.
Wayne isn't going to use a quart, I think it says of it. 1 quart of vanilla ice cream. He's going to have 2-gallon things of ice cream.
Either which way here, folks. I'm gonna go kick him and the duck.
No, don't mess with my poor duck.
Yeah, you heard me, Quacker. I'm gonna come kick your.
Wayne's kicking him again.
I'm gonna kick that. I'm gonna kick that ass of yours here in a little bit, son. But either which way, we're gonna step aside. We're gonna take the next 4 in fuel, actually the final 4 in fuel of the show this week. And when we come back, folks, news of the week, including Formula One. MotoGP's back in the news once again. We've got a little bit of ARCA to talk about and some sprint cars. Actually, late models in the world of outlaws. We'll do all that when we come back.
To celebrate the new year, we're having the biggest sale ever on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save 60% on our Goose Down comforters, the best comforters ever. They go perfectly with our MyPillow bed sheets and duvet covers. Save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels. They're made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. Our seasonal flannel sheets are finally in. You save up to 50% and they sell out fast every year, so order now. They're truly the best flannel sheets you'll ever sleep on. Or save up to 80% on all our clearance items. And this is where it gets even better. For a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
What can we learn from a child?
That spreading joy is more important than a trophy.
That when we help others,
We heal ourselves.
That with a little love,
we can make the biggest impact.
At Speedway Children's Charities,
Our mission
is simple.
help every child we can.
because all children deserve joy.
And hope.
And love.
And if one child is still in need,
Then there's still work to do.
because their future
is our future.
and there's still so much they can teach us.
Burning Rubber is social. Follow us on X at twitter.com/BRR_radio. Now back to more Burning Rubber.
And we're back. It's Burning Rubber. Producer Wayne, Andrew DeLay.
Hey.
Oh man, I'll tell you what though, Andy. News of the week. It is actually ramping up again this week.
I hope so, because I mean, I just seen where Jeffrey Earnhardt is going to get an additional 2 races, that one at Michigan, one at Phoenix here. Just announced that with Sam Hunt Racing. So very happy to see Jeffrey out there doing his thing.
Yep, exactly. And so it's some good stuff to see Jeffrey getting back into a Xfinity ride with Sam Hunt Racing for 2 races in 2024. And, you know, Jeffrey, Bobby Dale, the whole family, excellent people. Love hanging around with those guys. And some other interesting news, Andy. Now, this just dropped the other day on August the 4th. So this would have been on Sunday that this came out. Rumor has it JFR's Austin Prock might potentially be jumping into an Indy car.
Huh?
Yeah, you heard me right.
Okay. I don't see how those 2 types of racing
aside from the very fast level of speed, I don't either. And I mean, now granted, who knows how serious the rumor is right now? It's still kind of up in the air. But yeah, no, there's been talk here lately between, you know, Ryan Blaney and Scott McLaughlin from the IndyCar side. They've chatted about them both trying to win the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 as well. But now NHRA funny car driver Austin Prock said he'd be up for IndyCar action as well. So, I mean, again, who knows how serious it is right now? It's probably still just a kind of a thought that's in the back of his mind, but I wouldn't totally discount it, because Austin Prock is not a bad driver at all.
All right. More power to him. I'd love to see this happen. It'd be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, it would. It really would, considering he's going to be going from straight line to roundy rounds. And, now Ron Capps has done it in iRacing where he's gone from straight line to roundy rounds, and he's done all right as far as iRacing is concerned. But this would be the first time, I think, actually in history, that we would see a straight line driver go into the world of roundy rounds as far as any form of actual real life competition is concerned. So.
Yeah, I don't know of any either.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's those out there that are listening that would be happy to correct us.
or try to correct us, and then we go back and fact check it and be like, "You lying sack of boop." Namely, a couple of Facebook pages that tried to call us out for some stuff, and we gladly said,
"Oh, I drugged them hard, man." I on Facebook wanted to call us out, and then with the bullshit that they were posting turned out to be that exactly. Oh my God, I enjoyed dragging them. Oh, and I did for at least 2 miles.
Oh, that was hysterical. But moving on over here, the Knoxville Nationals actually were something that was happening this past weekend, Andy, and Rico Abreu. He does it again.
Rico, yes, he did. He won that bad boy.
He got himself the Capitani Classic this past weekend. And so great stuff from Rico Abreu.
Learn to pronounce names, Wayne.
I can do a whole lot better than you can.
You can.
So good stuff from Rico Abreu this past weekend in the Capitani Classic out of Knoxville, Iowa. But another interesting story that we can touch, a couple of stories actually that we can touch on here.
Oh, I'm sitting here waiting. Are you going to talk about the Iron Man?
I was actually going to be bringing up the Iron Man here in just a little bit. So,
all right, go ahead and.
Yep. We gotta talk IMSA first because we gotta save the good stuff for last. We gotta keep people hanging on. We gotta make them want to stay here and listen and watch. But either way here, in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship this past weekend as well, they were up at your favorite track, Andy, in Road America. And love that place. Conquest Ferrari and Turner BMW captured their first wins of the season. So some great stuff for those folks. In the GT Daytona Pro Class, or the GTD Pro Class, we got to see Conquest Racing pull off that one. And in traditional GTD, Turner Motorsport got their first win as well in WeatherTech Championship competition this year. And further news in the world of IMSA from Road America, Porsche Penske Motorsport also powered to a 1-2 finish this past weekend in the GTP class with the Grand Touring prototypes.
Excellent.
Yeah, so some really good stuff. Now, one other one here, too. Speaking of the Knoxville Nationals, yes, I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit this week here. We've got to talk about the Knoxville Nats again, too, as Tyler Courtney gets his first winged sprint car victory at the famed Knoxville Nationals in Knoxville, Iowa. And his payday, Andy, $30,000.
Nice.
Yeah, so,
30 G's. Probably paid for the trip.
Yeah, probably. And then another well-known name that we talk about every so often when it comes to the World of Outlaws late models. And Bobby Pierce gets himself a win in the USA Nationals this past weekend in New Richmond, Wisconsin. So congrats once again go out to Bobby Pierce for just continuing to be the ass kicker that we all know.
Yes.
And before we get to the news on the Iron Man here, I saw this article when I was researching all of my stuff for the show this week, and I could not believe that I saw this name pop back up because it's a name that we have not talked about in a long, long time, and that being one Todd Cleaver, Andy.
Oh my gosh.
He got himself a win this past weekend in the Advanced Fastening Supply Badger Midget Auto Racing Association, or the BMARA and he joined the track's weekly stock car competition Saturday for Dashing for Donors at Sycamore Speedway and takes home the win.
Well, good deal, man. Good old Todd Cleaver. He was, for those of you who are going, who the hell's Todd Cleaver? He's a legacy driver, folks, from back in the early 2000s, drove for Roush Racing, got upside down Daytona and all that stuff. And he also coached me on that very wonderful, fateful day that I wrecked at Charlotte's. Yes, we got to love Todd Cleaver.
Yep. And it wasn't just Todd that coached you either. It was Scotty Alves too.
Got Scott Alves and all that. Hope he's doing okay.
Yep. And of course, folks, if you ever want to know about that fateful day, go back into our archives because we talk about it quite often.
Oh God.
And but now, of course, drum roll, please. Kyle Larson.
You just drum rolled your camera all the heck.
Yes, I did, but it was fun.
Anyway.
It was worth it for what we're about to talk about. Kyle Larson does it again at the Ironman 55 this past weekend in Peevely, Missouri, and there just seems to be no stopping old Kyle Larson.
Man, he started dead ass last the first night and won. And the last turn, gosh, that was a hell of a win. And then he did it night 2.
Yep. And
from 12.
And on top of that, it's at the famed I-55 Speedway, which is very well known for the Wallace boys. And you'll see Kenny out there running every once in a while, too.
Yep.
And so some good stuff all the way around for Kyle Larson getting a double-double. So realistically, he's up on a triple right now. If you think about it, he's got the Brickyard, he's got the doubles at I-55 from this past weekend.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's heading into Richmond on fire.
Yeah, he's definitely got the push going to Richmond. Did you see Daniel Suarez?
Mm-hmm.
He was racing in NASCAR Brazil. And he won his first night only to get a 5-second penalty for rough driving and ended up 4th. Yeah, I guess they don't do, no rubbins racing in Brazil, NASCAR. But, and then second night he won too. He won that one straight out. So Daniel Suarez was out down south having a good time.
Well, they say they call it NASCAR Brazil, but realistically, I just call it BASCAR. And for certain other reasons, it would require an air wrench.
Oh yeah.
But I digress. With that said, though, folks, Andy, another hour's already gone by, brother.
No way. Where is John DeRudris?
Yeah, he has taken the week off. I have not. As far as I knew, he was still on vacation. He's out enjoying some time with the family. So, actually, you know what? We didn't even do that. We didn't even make picks for Richmond.
Yeah, really. What the hell's your problem, brother?
I don't even know. You know what? Screw it. Let's make quick picks. Who you got?
All right, for Richmond, I'm going with Denny Hamlin.
You're gonna go with the hamster?
At Richmond? Yeah.
Nah, see, I'm going to counter you. I'm going to go with MTJ.
Those are the two guys that we get like 9-3 odds on them, nothing odds.
Right.
But those guys are the best there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the hamster for Andy, MTJ for myself, and with that said, here, folks, we have got to get out of here for another week.
Oh, wait.
Huh?
Since the chef wasn't here, he gets Josh Bilecki.
Oh, good. Oh, well, and you know what? And watch Bilecki come up and kick everybody's ass this week.
Oh my gosh, man! Hell will freeze over and he wins. Okay.
Yeah, tell me about it, right? Trust me, that'll be something John will never let us live down if that's the case. Oh, but now, Andy, for sure, 100% an hour has gone by, my friend. Do you believe it?
I do. It's the fastest 60 minutes in radio.
Yes, sir. We speed right on by every single week here on the radio and on TV.
And everyone says, get the fuck out of here.
We love you too, folks. But with that said here, folks, again, don't forget to check out our radio affiliates, WTUC in Toccoa, Georgia, Sunshine 96.7 down in Tampa, St. Pete, Florida, WTHU, Thurmont, Maryland, Red Hot Country Radio Online, Melted Faces Radio Online, because God knows this guy over here to my left has got a melted face being in Florida half the time, but we won't go there. Either which way here, for everybody involved in the show, for the NASCAR chef, John Dix, Andy DeLay, and our guest this week, Max Cookson, I'm producer Wayne, and until next week, we love you guys. Burning rubber, baby!
Burning rubber, baby!
Burning Rubber Radio is a production of White Lightning Entertainment with studios in Statesville, North Carolina, and was brought to you by Drive Refine. It's more than driver coaching, it's Drive Refine. Visit driverefine.com to get signed up today. This week's show was produced by Wayne Owens. Remember to visit burningrubberradio.com for news, recipes, and more great content. Burning Rubber Radio can be seen on Rumble, YouTube, or wingding.tv and heard on radio stations nationwide. Any use of the accounts or descriptions contained in this broadcast must be the express written permission of White Lightning Entertainment.